want to say the right thing. Hi, I'm Sherae Honeycutt here for Etc. Magazine. I'm here with Larry Kamer, who is the PR spokesperson for City College. How are you today, Larry?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you so much for meeting with me.
Of course.
So can you tell me a little bit about your academic and professional background?
I've been working in the field of communications and public affairs for over 30 years. I started off working in the field of campaign politics. I worked on political campaigns starting in Chicago and then in California. I have a master's degree in public policy and a bachelor's in political science, both from Northwestern University. Go Cats.
Great. So what drew you to public relations?
The true story is I was out of a job and I had to make a living somehow. And in my family, there's a great tradition of going out and putting stuff together and you know, the self-employment route. So I hung out a shingle and started to contact people I knew. And pretty soon I was making a living, not much of a living, but I was making at least enough of a living to call myself a professional communications person.
How long have you been with City College as their spokesperson?
Well, this is my second go-round. I came to City College in 2009, helping them with a crisis they had, because I specialize in crisis management. So I helped them with a crisis they had then where there were some administrators who ran afoul of the law, unfortunately, and we had to deal with the fallout of that. My current incarnation, I've been here since June of last year. The board recognized that we have not had a public information officer here for almost 3 years. Led a contract, asked me if I would pursue it. I did, and then they renewed my contract in January. So I'm here till the end of June.
Can you explain the accreditation issue to us, maybe in simpler terms, for someone who might not know what is happening?
Sure. Well, if you're a school, accreditation is it's essentially your license to operate. You know, it is what gives you the ability to grant degrees, to offer credit classes, to set people up for transfer, to offer financial aid, to play in league sports, you know, all of those things. I mean, there are schools that are not accredited, but when we think of a college, a 2-year or 4-year institution, those schools are accredited. That is the seal of approval, basically, from the professional education community that you are a real, and in our case, a very good school.
And so what is happening currently with City College? What is the crisis?
So last July, City College, we come up every 6 years for accreditation. That's the normal cycle. And last July, we received a report from the ACCJC, which is the Accreditation Commission. And it was a rather severe report. It cited a number of problems that the school had, many of which the Commission believed had been cited before and not addressed, cutting across all areas of management, administration, data, student learning outcomes, the way we handle our finances. And then, as a result of all of those kind of citations, we were put on what's called show cause. Show cause is about the lowest passing grade you can get and still keep your accreditation. It's like getting a D. And so we have been given till March 15th to put into place and to demonstrate change in all of these 14 areas that were cited. So we are now in the midst of heatedly writing this report that reflects all of this work that's been going on at the campus since last July.
What are some of the items that were on the report, and what has the school done to fix those?
Well, a lot of them have to do with administration and finance. If we start at the very, very top, they cited issues with the board and the way the board functions. So the board has taken a number of steps to reform itself and go through training and deal with the way it conducts its business. There was a severe lack of administrators cited. Most of us think colleges and government agencies have too many administrators. City College had exactly the opposite problem. Not enough people to manage the affairs of 85,000 students. Financial planning and forecasting, we need to do a better job of. Our reserves, our rainy day fund, we are way below the standard for community colleges. Student learning outcomes, tracking what we're offering, what students are learning, how well they're doing, when those things get offered. That was another area that was cited. But there were 14 altogether, and then within those 14, lots of little additional work and additional assignments.
Now, City College has seen a large drop in student registrants, and what is the school doing to fix that and have people register for the next semester?
Well, there's two issues here. There's the drop of registration at community colleges generally. I saw a report today that College of Marin is experiencing a real soft enrollment. They're down like 10%. So we're in the midst of a larger trend, we think, and it may have to do with an improving economy and the need, less urgency perhaps that people sometimes feel to look to community college for the next step. What we're doing about it severalfold. So we have hired a marketing firm that has a specialty in enrollment marketing, and they're doing their work. We have bought advertising, although City College does not have a